Well, over these last several days, there was somewhat of a summation made of the answer to the question, what are the possible qualities that arrive unbidden for us and give us confirmation that we've reconciled that sublime paradox of having arrived or no longer being a seeker and yet still participating fully in the experiences and the movement of life. And they were truth, not truth that arises out of our knowledge or our experiences, but truth that comes spontaneously according to the circumstances of the moments of life. And humility not from being humbled by having our nose ground in the dirt as we've all experienced, but the humility that comes when the onion's been peeled or the conditioning has been stripped away to reveal our selflessness or our no-thingness. And thirdly, nobility. Not nobility that comes when we have compassion, empathy and pity, but nobility that is the nobility of spirit. Over these many years, with many, many stories, we've explored several other paradoxes. The paradox of time and timelessness and stillness and movement and what lies beyond Satchitananda, and this latest paradox. But as we move on, could there be another paradox? Not another paradox. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. Now there's an old story of Mulla, you know, that mystical cosmic joker. And there was a man who had heard of Mulla Nasruddin. His fame had spread far and wide as a great mystic. And this man decided to make his way to learn from this great mystic, the Mulla. But as it happened, the Mulla was in retreat, staying in a cave in a high mountain. And the distance between where this man lived and where the Mulla was far away and fraught with lots of hardships. But this seeker, made his way over hill and down dale, having the adventures along the way until he finally had to climb the tall mountain to reach Mulla Nasruddin. And it was winter time, it was very, very cold, there was snow on the ground. But when the seeker arrived at the entrance to the cave where the Mulla was situated, he was invited in, and there was the Mulla sitting there, blowing on his hands. And after the greeting was made, the seeker said, "Master, could I ask you the sublime question of what it is that you're doing at the moment?" And the Mulla said, "Yes, I'm blowing to warm my hands." So they sat down, and the Mulla instructed his wife to go out and bring them some hot soup because it was very, very cold. So after some pleasantries that were exchanged between the Mulla and the seeker, the Mulla's wife brought out some hot soup for them, which the Mulla took into his hands and started blowing on the soup. And the seeker said, "Master, could I ask you what sublime action you're taking at this moment?" He said, "Yes, I'm blowing to cool my soup." So the seeker thought to himself, "I've come into the presence of a madman." So he couldn't wait to take his leave. And so after some more exchange, he got up and said farewell, and as he was heading off down the mountain, he was berating himself terribly. What after undertaking this journey and all of these hardships, to find a man who blows for hot and blows for cold. And then in a place far away that's not really a place, in a time long ago that's really not a time, there was an old woman, ancient woman, who had never thought of death. She was too busy acquiring goods, and she hardly noticed the time passing. Even when all her teeth fell out, she didn't even think that she was getting old. But she kept busily acquiring and gathering things. She had an axe for every occasion. But there came a time when death came knocking on her door. She couldn't believe it. How could this be? He put a chalk mark on the outside of her door that he'd know when the moment was to come and get her, which was the next day. But the old woman said, "No, I'm not ready to go. I'm not ready to let go of all of my possessions and things. No, please don't take me. No." And he said, "Well, I can give you another 3 hours." "Oh no," she said. No. Well, she made all of these arguments to death, and he finally got sick of hearing her voice. So he said, "All right, I'll give you until tomorrow." And so she said, "Well, will you write on my door tomorrow so that I'm sure of the time?" So with a piece of chalk, Death wrote on her door, "Tomorrow." And sure enough, on time, the next day, Death came along and found the old woman in bed. And he said, "Well, I'm here to take you. Come now." And she said, "No, look on my door." So he went off and he came back the next day, and there she was still in bed. So again, she said, "Look at my door." So what could Death do? So this went on, this play went on for a few days until finally Death got sick of this. "I'm sick of this. I'm taking my chalk back. I need my chalk." So he wiped the door free and said, "I'm coming back tomorrow." Well, the old woman was beside herself. She was panic-stricken, not knowing if she could climb into a bottle she would, but she couldn't fit into a bottle. So, but she realized that she had a huge cask of honey down in her basement. So she decided to go down and hide in the honey. So she went down into the honey, and just her mouth and her nose and her eyes were out, but she didn't feel safe there, so she climbed out of the honey. So she thought the best place she could go would be into her feather donor. So she went into her feather donor. Well, the next day, Death came along, and he was so horrified by this apparition because he couldn't see the old woman that he disappeared and he never came back again. So for all we know, in that place that's no place and time that's no time, that old woman is still there. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. Let's see where this paradox takes us in the coming days. Thank you.